love it when you call me Big Papa.
Put your hands in the air. You's a true player. Love it when you call me Big Papa.
The whole to the honeys getting money, playing fellas like dummies.
And good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen across the world. You are here rocking with the one, the only group of fine, sexy, dazzling gentlemen that call themselves the Sooper Friends.
Ooh.
And their podcast.
What?
Starring your host, myself, Super VEGA, alongside the ever-incredible Mr. CHET.
I recently cleaned out my ears.
I don't know where to go from there. I just don't know where to go from there. And El Sumo.
That shit reminds me.
I don't even know where
I need to clean out my ears too.
I hate you guys.
We love you too, Vega.
And today's episode looks like it's going to be another fantastic, incredible episode, full of ridiculous puns, nonsensical false statements, which we claim to be completely fact.
Only the facts.
Done with nothing but the utmost lack of research, and a little bit of movie talk. Starting with what was my first chance to see the trailer for The Martian.
The Martian.
I actually expected something terrifying, and what
Really?
I got was like Matt Damon in a bubble, and I'm like,
That's a suspense something.
suspense something. Is that what
I wouldn't really say suspense
Is that what
thriller.
we're calling things now?
I don't know if I want to say suspense thriller, but it
somethings?
probably has some thriller aspects.
All I know was
Thriller like Michael Jackson.
It's just a thriller.
all I know is my first reaction to seeing this was I saw Matt Damon stranded on a planet, and then Jessica Chastain was at home with NASA trying to help them, and all I thought was, is this a remake of the third act of Interstellar? Like, they're just redoing that one part of Interstellar, that really, really long movie. Let's get Matt Damon back. He was stranded on a planet, and let's get Jessica Chastain back. She was pretty good doing all of the NASA things. And let's make a movie about just that, The Martian. Yes, I know it's a book, but still.
That's funny.
The cast parallels are kind of striking. And Sumo, you saw Interstellar, right? Did you not feel that a little
No,
bit?
yeah. After you pointed it out, I'm like, yeah. I just forgot who that lady was. But yeah, no. After you pointed it out, I'm like, yeah. I kind of see what you mean. I see what you mean.
I mean, like I said, from my perspective, all I can think is, this is not a horror movie. What am I watching right now? And as much as I would love to enjoy, I don't know what's going on right now, but so like I would totally watch it because it looks like it has some suspense elements to it. But I saw a suspense movie, which was titled Buried. It might have been Buried Alive. Who knows?
Is it that guy and he's popular and stuff?
Yeah, that guy.
He was in the coffin with the phone.
Yes.
Is that what it was?
In the
I
coffin
did
with the
not see
phone.
that. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is the most suspenseful movie I have ever seen in my life. Okay, like that movie had my heart racing, dude. Like I was like, yo, I'm gonna die. Like I'm gonna die watching this movie. It was that good. And then the ending was just incredible. So, if you like suspense movies, I would definitely recommend checking out that movie.
Ryan Reynolds. There we are. Was it Ryan Reynolds?
Was it Ryan
No.
Reynolds? No
Is it?
way.
Wait.
No way.
We need to
Hold
do the
on.
Only the
research
facts.
on this one.
It was Hugh
Only the
Jackson.
facts.
It was Hugh. No, it was
It was
Samuel L.
not
Jackson.
Hugh.
It was Samuel L. Jackson. It was Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh,
We are
man.
going to pause and do an actual fact check, something that rarely occurs.
We're gonna do a fact check.
Of course, no matter what we say, what I said the first time is in fact correct because we here at Super Friends deliver only the facts.
No, it is
And
Ryan
we get it right the first
It
time.
is Ryan Reynolds.
Is it Ryan Reynolds?
Was
Oh
it?
my God. 2010, buried in a coffin.
There we are.
Here's Ryan Reynolds. He's so sexy.
Wow,
Ryan
it's
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. It's Green Lantern and Deadpool.
You were
Trapped in a
so
box.
you were so enthralled by this movie, you didn't even realize you were watching
You know
Ryan
what?
Reynolds.
It didn't matter who the person was. I just cared for his life. Okay, that's like his life was on the line.
Which
in
is
that
saying something, because Vega cares for no one.
movie. It was intense, man. It was intense. I was like, man, it was just like I would never want to be trapped in a box. Is what I learned from that movie.
First of all, that'd be a big box. It'd be more like a shipping container if it was me. I don't fit in a regular box.
They'd have to bury a tractor trailer to bury
Exactly, you know.
Speaking of scary stuff, Until Dawn for PS4 releases this Tuesday, coming out, and so far, people who have had a chance to play the advanced, is it called an advanced screening in video games? No, it's like a demo, right?
An advanced copy, I
Whatever
guess.
they get to play.
A review copy.
A review copy.
Review copy.
Reviews have not come out for it yet, but there have been some videos. I saw one on IGN, I saw one on Kotaku, for people reacting to how scary the game is. And it turns out the game actually is scary. So despite like the campy feel to it, now I'll recap you guys next week when I actually play the game. But it's not all jump scares.
I never believed their reactions.
Because they're always fake.
Because they're always
Yeah.
fake. Look at Paranormal Activity.
Dirty scumbags.
Like
the new
it's,
Paranormal Activity
95.
trailer. Oh my god. So the new in case anybody has not gone to watch Straight Outta Compton, the
Which is
new
dope.
Paranormal Activity trailer that plays before this movie, okay, is literally a video of like, it's just reaction videos. It's just a bunch of people in
Which
the
is
theater.
what it usually is, though.
No, usually they play at least like a little something to like get you into
a couple
it.
scenes,
But
yeah.
it's all reaction videos.
You want to
It
know
was-
something? Is Paranormal Activity rated PG-13 or R? It's PG-13,
No, it's
right?
R.
I don't think it's R. I think
It's R.
I want to find this out because
It's R.
I think
By the sounds of what they were reacting to, I hope it's R.
look at the first Paranormal Activity. Was there anything R in that movie? No, it's a bunch of people flying around and a door closes. What?
Depends on which ending.
I don't care.
Depends on which ending.
So I think it's rated R because I'm pretty confident they curse a few times in the movie, and I know that the rating R, the PG-13 rating is you can only say fuck one time in the movie.
No, you can actually say you can get away with shit in PG.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
they did it in Speed Racer.
Speed Racer.
but did they do it more than once? Is the question.
There was one uncensored shit in the film Speed Racer.
Paranorman is rated PG. Because I accidentally clicked on that. For anyone who's interested, the movie Paranorman is rated PG.
I want to find this out because I think this is a YouTube generation thing. This is younger kids consume a lot more internet media than anyone else, especially now. And I think this new set of trailers for Paranormal Activity is pandering to that. It's
them?
pandering to the people who are gonna watch the Pootie Pie and who else we got? Markiplier videos of
Everyone? You mean everyone?
There's just so many of them, and people eat it up. So why bother making a trailer when you can just make videos of people screaming and the exact target audience of people who want to see that and gonna be like, oh, I'm familiar with this. I'm gonna go see this now.
Now I have to go get my parents to come with me to watch this movie.
Yeah, that's all I know. It's rated R, PG-13. Who are they pandering to?
They are definitely still pandering at adults. At least the first Paranormal Activity is rated R. The new one that's coming out does not have a rating yet.
Okay.
So,
Bro, I think they've all been R.
I mean,
but
it's
if the
not.
first one's been R, it's hard for me to think that they'd step down.
It's not that a rating has ever discouraged anyone under the age to go to
Because
that
it's
movie.
violent.
It makes it more interesting.
Yeah,
Are you
it's
kidding me?
because it's violence. If it was sex, then it'd be like, oh no.
Did you see?
No, I
did
mean,
you
but it's
see
not
the-
going to stop. Like, if you wanted to see an R-rated movie and you were not 17, you would find a way to get to see that movie.
I mean, yeah, you just...
What you got to do, buy a ticket
you
for
buy
another
another
movie.
ticket,
You
exactly.
walk in, it's not like I go, hey, let me check your tickets another third
Yeah, that's
time
the other
before
thing
you
I
walk
understand.
in.
Why do they do that? What is the point of like ripping that ticket stub? What is that
So
for?
you don't
It's
want
Does
to
anyone have
track
any idea what
the
that's
amount
for?
of people, I think.
No,
It's a
'cause that's
secondary
what-
tracker.
That's what you do at the register.
It's a secondary tracker.
All I know is
secondary-
it's
I think it's
prevented
secondary
me from
tracker,
walking in
yeah.
with my own food. And
Yeah, it's all it's ever done to me. It's like I can't
they
walk
didn't
in
let, they didn't let me
my
in with
own
a
skills.
water bottle once, and I got pretty annoyed by it. I was like, man, it's water. And it's like, you can buy water here. It's like,
Yeah, but
I
it's
have
$7.
water. Do you see this? This is water. I own this water. This is my water, and I want
My
to bring
water.
it in. No, you can buy,
Look
listen,
at me.
I,
Look at me.
I don't want to
This is
spend
my water.
10 times the amount for that water, though.
I want to stay hydrated, and I shouldn't have to spend $7 to ensure I am still alive in the hour and a half that I am here.
That
Hour
I
and a
spent
half, more
watching
like
your
2.5.
crap. All right.
I don't even went to see that, but yeah.
um,
I got a little bit of more movie news if you're interested.
yeah, go for it.
It's not exactly a trailer, but I hope I don't get the name wrong. Drew Struzan. I don't know if he's not well known by name, but he is the guy, a graphic artist, who is responsible for those iconic Star Wars posters we all know when we think of Star Wars. You know what I'm talking about. Those huge...
The one with all the faces?
Just the really glowy, fantastic ones that they did for the prequel trilogy. They did it for the re-release of the original trilogy. Those really glowing masterpieces that are
behind the
posters.
safety of the microphones, I can confidently say I know nothing about Star Wars other than like the stuff that's been generationally spoiled.
Other than it gives Chet a hard on.
Yeah,
But besides that,
like I know Luke is I know that Luke is my father, or whatever the fuck it is.
What?
Whoever's daddy. Okay.
How do you
I know
get
Star
that
Wars.
wrong?
I know Star Wars is one big clusterfuck of baby mama drama. All right.
kind of true. It's kind of true.
He's not wrong.
It's kind of true.
All right.
But
What do you mean, Darth
like
Vader?
Star Wars,
You're my
right?
father. We slept with the same woman.
Yeah.
Does that mean? Oh God!
Exactly. How Star Wars should have ended.
Oh god.
That YouTube series, how movies
God.
should have ended.
Oh
It's awesome.
no!
So, dude, you like Star Wars, all right?
I watch the movies. I
Okay.
enjoy it.
So, this graphic artist got to see about half of the film and read the whole script. And he's been quoted saying it will be, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is going to be the best Star Wars you've ever seen.
What?
That is a bold statement.
Yeah.
That is a really, really bold statement to a very, very large...
A
And-
large demographic.
I mean, the animated series was really good. I don't know if you saw those, the 3D animated
What, Clone
series.
Wars?
I like both series.
Clone Wars was good.
Yeah, I like both.
I
of them.
didn't get a chance to see the new stuff like Droid Tales, so that's a
Yeah.
Lego thing, but
I think it's Rebels.
Rebels is the new one.
Yeah,
Star Wars
it's pretty good. I gotta go back and rewatch it.
Can
'cause
we
I don't
just
remember
make
much.
Can we just make Star Wars Clone Wars the canon for Star Wars instead of the prequel series? I think it would be better.
Wait,
It'd benefit everyone.
Isn't the Clone Wars? I mean, I always assumed the Clone Wars like cartoon series was like based off of the Clone Wars movie in the prequel series.
It's based
It's during the
off of
same time
events
frame.
that happened between
Yeah.
the second and third episode.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's supposed to be during that war period. But the thing is, the dissonance between how comic and fun and novel the cartoon is versus how dour and angsty the second and third films are. It's like it's not even the same character when you look at Anakin Skywalker. He is a
Yep.
very different person in that cartoon than those
He's not a
movies.
broody emo bitch.
Yes.
It's the best way to describe him, my friend. He's a broody emo
Not a
bitch.
broody emo bitch.
Let's just make Star Wars.
Obi-Wan is like a overprotective dad. And then Luke is the emo kid. No one understands me. That's Luke.
You mean Anakin, right?
Anakin. I mean,
Only the facts.
Only the
the
facts,
facts.
ladies and gentlemen. Only
That's
the facts.
Anakin.
We are
Fucking-
terrible with proper names here today, aren't
I'm
we?
terrible with names. I forget my own
couldn't-
birthday. What do you
couldn't
mean you expect me to remember people's names? Come on.
I forget who Ryan Reynolds is. I forget Matthew McConaughey's earlier before we were recording.
all right.
This is
Matthew McConaughey, didn't he drive a Lincoln before he got paid to drive a Lincoln?
Yes. That's commercials. Those commercials.
Yeah, I did love the movie though. Like it was Lincoln Lawyer. I thought it was a great.
I didn't watch
So
it.
it was a good movie.
Was it good? I might check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Now in the
Any
realm
other-
of the world in the realm of entertainment where we have those rare situations, and I mean significantly rare situations where we get a incredibly good game from an incredibly good movie. We have some news from the American McGee, who has discussed the fan petition to bring back Alice, and also discussed the potential and amazingness of having a Alice in Wonderland game set in VR.
okay.
Take that in for a moment, because that
Oh, God.
Alice, if you've played any of the Alice games, that is a fucking fucked up game. All right,
Yep.
There is some emotional stuff going on in that game that is just wrong. Like, it is nuts how crazy the stuff is that happens in that game. So imagine playing that in VR. Just take a moment and think to yourself, like, the type of acid-ish shroom weed coke trip this would be.
We're gonna get a lot of deaths.
Yo, oh my gosh, so many people are gonna walk off roofs by accident. It's gonna be
So many people are gonna take drugs and play that game and
not realize the mistake they're making. Like, I know a lot of people who play games high, and that would not be one that you want to play.
Well, yeah, I was really big into the series back then. The first one, which is more than a decade old, had a lot of void and vortexy and vertigo-inducing maps out on it. So, yeah, some of that would be pretty scary, especially some of the jumping platforms in a game that was not very helpful to platforming, but it was still good and still very fucked up.
The opening for Madness Returns, which is the one that came out on PS3 and Xbox 360, was one of the most traumatizing video game openings I've ever played. You're just walking through this house, and everything looks old, and everybody you talk to looks crazy, and you're in a madhouse. It's just so bad, and then all of a sudden you end up in a forest.
So you're referring to the actual cutscenes and not the bullshit where they cut away from the game and make you look at concept art.
Yeah, not that.
Because I hated that.
That part was that was the only part that really blew because it like detached you from the game.
That in the game, whenever you got to a boss fight, it seems like at the end of every level, which there was only about 5 or 6 really long levels in Madness Returns. And every time you get to the end, it's like, get ready for an epic boss fight. Never mind, we're gonna move on.
We're gonna move on.
Do you remember that? Like,
yep.
you get to face off against the Mad Hatter, and it's like, okay, see ya, never mind.
Yeah, you're just like, what? What's going on here?
American McGade, are you familiar with his history in the games industry?
Not really.
He was one of the people from the ground floor. He was one of the many people of the original id Software team. Doom, Wolfenstein, that. He was one of the lead map editors for that one. So he was there for the beginning of the re-emergence of games for the most part.
He's there for the beginning of games as we know them.
The Adam of Eve. He created Adam and Eve. He was part of the team.
The Adam and Eve.
No, because there was that shitty Atari era, but the re-emergence of the games industry saw id Software at the front. It was big. I think at this point everyone from that studio got a pass at this point. But this is a talented guy who's made some pretty good games. And some other really weird games that nobody remembers because everyone's remembering him for this Alice series. And so the news is, what now? There's a petition for another game?
Yeah, for another game.
Because last I saw there was supposed to be I don't know if it was a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe, but...
I think it's a GoFundMe.
They were going to do an anime, right? Well, not an anime, or a cartoon, animated series.
Really?
I know not of these.
That's the last news I read, but that was a while ago, so I don't know if that changed. But there was supposed to be a mini-series based on that, and, I gotta say, I do like the American McGee's Alice's, but it is in a very large sea of Alice adaptations, ranging from very, very good to terrible. At the top of the spectrum are American McGee's Alice and, I guess, the sequel.
You guess.
The original Disney film. In the terrible end of the spectrum, we have the sci-fi original miniseries.
Didn't know that existed.
Yeah, don't watch it.
I was just about to Google it.
Was it Twilight Girl who was in the movie?
No, it was a TV actor. Never heard of her. And they somehow got John Cleese to be in it. I don't know how they convinced him. And also at the bottom was the new Disney films. Oh, God. Those Disney films. Disney, how did you go from making one of my favorite original animated classics into this weird Johnny Depp, not Tim Burton thing? That is,
with the giant head? That's what you're talking about? That one? With the giant head, Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
And then in the middle of the spectrum are all the TV movie adaptations, which are not bad. There's a lot of Alice adaptations.
I did not know so many.
But
existed, to be
so
honest.
if they do this animated version of American McGee's Alice, I like that because, well, for one, it'd be an adaptation of an adaptation, and I'll be down for that. See what happens if you remix a remix. Sometimes it comes out good. Sometimes it goes back to normal.
Sometimes it goes back to normal. And
They just negate each other.
So did we fact check that on the anime yet?
nope, no luck on it.
Am I gonna
so
have to
gave
stall
up.
some more?
So I gave up.
Only the facts here.
Only the facts. I'm going with that they made a.
It is probably an animation.
Yeah, because it looks promising. They showed concept art. It looked. Well, I don't know that we can't find anything else other than speculate on it for now. Speaking of baseless speculation.
Uh-oh.
No, actually, it's not baseless speculation. This sort of came from Phil Spencer of Xbox. They were talking about more backwards compatibility things, and
Yes.
their plans were that they are going to. Well, essentially, the question came up: what about Xbox Originals games?
So essentially, they're going to be giving us backwards compatibility for Xbox One games on the Xbox One.
Xbox,
Xbox.
Xbox games.
Ladies and
on the
gentlemen, Xbox One on Xbox One. You heard it here first.
I've always called it Xbox Original from this point
I
on.
always just
after
called
they
it
called the One.
Xbox.
Yeah, I guess that works too.
Because it was Xbox 360 and then the X-Bone.
Then
It's
the
just what it is. It's the X-Bone.
But I like
name
that.
that pisses off Major Nelson.
I'm sorry, it's the
not-
X-Bone.
He's not happy
What
with
would they say though? What they said was they're going to continue. There's no like absolute that they're going to do the originals yet. They say they want to finish as much support as they can for the 360 back catalog, and then there's absolutely no yes, but they've said they've discussed it. Which, if you've discussed it, there's certainly it's not just someone mentioned this thing. A while ago. No, it's like it's continually being talked about.
Yeah,
so
looking,
I think they
discussed
want
it.
to.
They're looking at the finances, and they've decided they're not going to do it, but they're going to keep roping people along until people give up on it. Is what that really means.
Well, it wouldn't actually be that hard because they have the builds for it already.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So
if they have the Xbox emulator built into the 360s, and they're putting this 360 emulator built into the Xbox One, what if
they put an
they
emulator
put the emulator
In an emulator on the system.
onto the system.
Oh man.
But then it would still be unoptimized because I've run my Xbox original games on my 360 and they run worse than they do on the original
Xbox.
because of the emulation software runs it harder, whereas this one, as far as I know, the 360 emulator on the Xbox One is going to be 1-to-1 quality. It's going to be play the exact same way it did on your 360.
Excellent.
Which is good. If this does happen though, this is going to be the only console that would have 2 generations worth of backwards compatibility, other than the Game Boy Advance.
Not true.
Don't say PC.
No,
PC
the
doesn't-
PS3.
The PS3 played PS1 games?
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
To this day, you can put a PS1
I
game
thought
in
it
a PS3.
never did.
No, I thought
Are
it
you
was
kidding
digital
me?
catalog.
I just invited
No,
you over to
digital
play
catalog.
Metal Gear 1. The disc. I have the disc version of these. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
You can,
well-
you can pop in a PlayStation 1 disc
Unless
into
you
a
patched
PS3.
your PS3 and then it got patched out, right?
Nope.
Because I can't on mine.
You can still do it. I did it the other day.
Did you get an original PS3 though?
Yeah.
Well, now I have a Slim and it still works. But my original did it too.
Really?
When the
'Cause-
originals came out, it was PS1, PS2,
Yeah,
PS3.
do you plug? Is it updating on the internet your PS3?
Yeah.
That's
Constantly.
weird.
Because
I
his is
thought-
not the only one that can't do it. Because
Yeah,
I
there's a
have friends who
lot
can't play
that
PS1
can't.
games on their PS3s.
There's a lot.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But you can. Period. Though you can.
Yeah, you can. You just pop
According
in
to
your-
him,
just pop
I
in your
guess.
game.
Okay then. Only the facts. Round
Only the
two.
facts. One of the
Game Boy
3 of us has
Advance
success. That
and-
means it's true.
Game Boy Advance can do it bar none. They can play Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Originals.
Correct.
The brick. The great brick.
You can play the brick
That lights on
games.
fire.
Well, there's
Uh,
also
the-
Game Boy Pocket.
The
though. That
DS
looks
can
so
do
much
it as
better.
well.
Well, the DS can only go back to Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, DS can only go back to Game Boy Advance.
You couldn't put a Game Boy Color game in the DS?
Advance.
And the 3DS can only play DS games.
Okay. Okay.
So they only
Oh, you
give
know what? No,
DS
I'm thinking of Nintendo's first flip device, which was the Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah, and that
you
was
would
yeah.
flip
That one go all the way up.
Yeah.
The
Alright,
DS Lite
so
went back to Game Boy
Game
Advance
Boy
because they had the
Advance
slide.
and certain PS3s, but not
Yes.
all of them. only consoles that have 2 generations worth of backwards compatibility.
Which is dope.
Besides PC Mustard Race.
I just think it should be. It should
Besides
just be there.
Besides PC Mustard Race.
I think it should just be there. It should be standard.
And this is a big
the only one?
big U-turn though, because actually after reading this though, this is actually a big U-turn. I know we were talking about it before, but it is a big change based on when we last had Don Matrick in charge of Xbox. Who, what did he say was about backwards
If you
compatibility?
want to play an Xbox 360 game, buy an Xbox 360.
Yep.
It's like if you want backwards compatibility, you are truly backwards.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he made a bunch of insults. And I remember the one that stuck in my head the most was, if you want to play if we have a solution for people who want to play Xbox 360 games, it's called an Xbox 360. And that was like the greatest sarcastic remark of all time. Like I was on his side for that remark because I was like, I don't know where he pulled that from. I know that wasn't HR approved, and I love it.
No
Like,
way
that is
in hell it was
amazing.
HR approved.
And then he got fired.
That ain't something you say though. That was a dick move, and he got pushed over. He went to Zynga, and guess what? Now he's not working for Zynga anymore either.
Yep, he is now jobless. That we know.
I'm sure I'll find something.
Yeah.
Hopefully. In other Nintendo news, since you brought up the Game Boy Advance, Nintendo's worst portable, in my opinion, the Nintendo 2DS, just received a price drop. It is now only $99 to get yourself into a Nintendo 2DS,
terrible.
which is awkwardly shaped, completely outdated at this point since it never got a circle pad support. And there's now a new 3DS. Go on and buy a.
The reason
2DS
was because
yourself.
kids would snap their DSs opening the damn things. So they were like, "Oh, let's make one where you can't snap it." But then no one can carry it in their pocket, which is the whole point of it being a portable.
Exactly. So
It's only meant for really young kids who don't carry anything
shot
on them.
themselves in the foot very, very hard with that, which was pretty interesting. And another piece of important information for me, or rather, the piece of important information for me, Street Fighter V PS4 beta is back.
I was waiting for the Street Fighter V news.
In England only, and currently stress testing, so you may not even be able to get on. But it's back. Alright, it is back. We are ready, and we are excited. And they did remove the Jiggly Boob animations, which kind of blows. But besides that, it is back. It is ready.
Speaking of
Any
PS4,
more roster updates?
No roster updates recently, though. So
Well, who do we have so far? I know you have it memorized.
we currently have VEGA. I don't know if I gave you guys that update last time. So we've got VEGA, we've got Ken, we've got Nikali, we've got Nikali's the crazy Super Saiyan guy who's new. We have Chun-Li, we have Ryu, we have M. Bison, Cammy, and I'm missing someone, and Charlie.
So besides the classics, well, actually, I just did it backwards. Besides the new editions, it looks like they've announced all the classics here.
No.
All the favorites.
Kinda.
Some, okay, maybe I shouldn't say all. So far, of the list
they've announced
done,
a good amount of the favorites.
it's either been classics / fan favorites of that are big parts of the series, and then the new characters.
Right.
The
And
Super
the new
Saiyan
one, the
Jamaican.
one new character. The one new character.
the Super Saiyan Jamaican.
Right, Super Saiyan Jamaican.
Do you have a favorite?
You're making me Super Saiyan, man. If he has a Sean Paul skin.
That's it, race.
Any characters you're holding out for?
I've still got some hope for my favorite alpha character, which was Guy.
Oh yeah.
He was honestly the easiest character to beat Alpha with because he was so damn fast. I'm still holding on. Oh, they also announced Birdie. That's the other guy. Birdie from Alpha. I'm also super hoping that they announce Akuma at some point. Because it's not Street Fighter without Akuma, as far as I'm concerned.
I actually think we did mention this last time. I don't know now.
I don't know.
Just saw how little I know about Street Fighter. E Honda.
E Honda is Street Fighter.
Alright. It's the only character I really
Gon
know.
Ryu is Tekken.
Yeah. There it is.
There you go.
I'm holding out
I don't know
for,
why I had such a long pause.
Confusing the fat people.
I'm holding out
Fat.
for
Confusing
Jerry
the
Han.
Jerry.
Love Jerry Han.
Jerry
No.
Han!
No.
It may or may not be Rule 34 related, but
Oh god. I had another bit of PS4 beta news, the Black Ops 3 beta. Are any of you interested in it?
I am interested to see where it goes. I'm not because my thing. So for me, I don't like playing betas too much. I'm not against betas, but I am against betas.
Why?
Because, like, it's cool that they're trying to do like these stress tests and make sure the game is running perfectly for everybody in the world and make sure it's running smoothly. But there is also a team of people who kind of get paid to do that, and I'm not on it. So
Yeah, but you can't do stress tests. You can't pay that many people.
that's true, but they should offer us something. And I know that some betas offer like little incentives, like here's this, here's that. But the current beta system is, hey, pre-order this game you might not like, and we'll give you the beta so you can help us test it for to make sure it's gonna work when you buy it. You know, what the hell is that? No. How about you email the people who are consistently playing your
how about
versions
$5
and saying, hey, how about you email all the people who are consistently playing and say, hey, you want to sign up for this beta? We'll hook you up with some cool DLC or some cool stuff for the game. Or like Destiny did. Hey, play the beta and some of your stuff will carry over.
that was good.
You know?
That was
like,
good.
That,
But you gotta
that
think
makes
about it.
Interesting.
This is better. Pre-ordering for $5 is better than paying $60 and then not liking it.
Yeah, but the beta is worse than what you get when the game comes out. So you can't really base your purchase
But
on
you can get a decent enough preview, I guess.
depending on the beta situation.
You know?
Like with the Street Fighter beta, for example. If somebody doesn't really like Street Fighter per se, and they try the beta's not working right now. So that's not going to help their opinion in any way. You know, it's not working properly. The Destiny beta. There was a lot of cool stuff that happened in Destiny in the beta. Didn't make it through to the final game. So anybody who got hooked for those reasons is really getting shitted on. You know, there is a bear on the screen.
About to chomp
We
down
have
on
a
some
screensaver
There's a
going
fish
on in
and
the
a bear
background.
squaring off right now.
was-
Just about to go at it
epic.
with each other.
It was like, it was like real life Pokemon.
We need
like-
music. Dun 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 dun. That is. I think the beta should be free. Firstly, I think the beta should be free, and it should be the first like 50,000 people.
Right.
And that's what you should stress test it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like
don't
pre-order.
market it as a pre-order bonus. When
Yeah.
it's really not helping the customer. It's
It's
helping
not a
you.
bonus, yeah.
You know, it's not a bonus. It's not a bonus. It's not a like a private opportunity.
incentive,
It's
yeah,
not an
no.
incentive of any sort. Because honestly, you could walk into any GameStop right now. They're like, oh, you can only pre-order the beta until the beta starts. You walk into any GameStop right now for any game that has a beta that is currently running. Pre-order the game, and I guarantee you're gonna get a beta code.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like
That's how it always
it's not.
is.
There's no incentive. There's no real
Yeah.
benefit to it.
Make it
Same way.
Make
I
it
feel-
open. Like you can have a closed beta where you have like the media. You have those like you have the email and get selected out of a group.
Yeah.
Like PC does, and then have an open beta where it's a little bit more flush because you took all that feedback. But now you're stress testing everything you have.
Exactly.
You're stress testing the mob spawn rate. You're stress testing the movement, the server lag, like all that. Have that. It would make your games better. This is all it is. This is all we want. Because then on release day, people aren't scrambling to get on to the 10,000 spots. On release day, and then
Exactly.
a month later, then everyone can get on.
So on that's why I'm not against betas, because I do like that betas make it possible for us to guarantee that it should, like, not guarantee, but make it more likely that
That
the
it'll
game
work
will
day
work
one.
accurately day
Yeah.
one. But lately,
And I believe that only works with multiplayer.
it only works for multiplayer.
Yeah, 'cause
can't-
you need the
can't
stress
tell
test.
You can't tell me
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a beta test the game for single player.
Yeah.
Like, the shit is running on my system. If it's not working,
It's a demo.
y'all should not be
Like,
sending
don't
me
give
that.
me a beta
Don't
test,
give me no
it's a
beta.
demo.
It's a demo.
You know?
And if it's a demo, I shouldn't have to pre-order for the demo. That's
Yep.
some bullshit. So that's just how I feel about it.
What was the last beta
I
you
agree with
played?
Oh fuck. It was a PC beta.
You don't play much betas, I guess?
No, it's just I haven't played a game in like a month and a half.
As ignorant as it's gonna sound, I can tell you every beta I played recently, and they've all been pretty recent.
Go ahead.
I did Planet Side 2 on
Okay.
PS4.
Oh, I've been playing
it
it on
always
the PC.
blows me away.
I played that on the PC.
The tagline is PS2 for PS4.
Yup.
And it's like, what the?
It was PS2 for PC. It was PS2 for PC, so it was
like,
weird.
What does that mean?
That game is epic, though.
Yeah,
that game is
pretty crazy.
epic.
I played that beta. I played the beta for Destiny, obviously.
I played that one,
The beta
I was trying to think of something more recent.
I played the beta for The Crew, which came out last holiday. I did.
Did you ever end up playing The Crew, actually?
Yeah, I did end up buying The Crew.
I bought it
That's
for $20.
the title of the game, The Crew,
have
actually.
The Crew, actually. From the makers of Love, actually, comes a dramatic turn in which we turn into a race car game.
The Crew,
actually.
The Crew 2, the actualing.
Actually. I bought that for $20. I haven't opened it yet.
Dang.
So
I will.
it is, for me, I'm such a heavy-duty Need for Speed fan that when I played The Crew, I was like, this is a shitty Need for Speed clone.
Which is
I didn't enjoy
unfortunate
it.
because I think a lot of the Need for Speed games that came out recently are also shitty Need for Speed clones.
It's very true.
But it was what I didn't like about The Crew. So I did make a list of this because I wanted to justify for myself that I didn't like this game for a reason. So I made a small list of reasons I don't like The Crew.
Oh, God.
And they are as follows. First, it's a very, very, very cluttered interface. Heads-up display. Whatever you want to call it. It is very cluttered, in my opinion. Like, there's just a lot going on the map side of it as well. It's a very difficult to read map.
What do you mean?
There is very, like, the tutorial for that game is really poorly written, in my opinion. So when you start the game, either this is how I feel for most players, and I can't speak for everybody, but at least from my experience, this is what I understood. At least this is how I felt about it. When you play the game, one of two things is going to happen during the tutorial. Either A, you're going to be really confused about everything that's going on, but you're going to sit through it and get to the end and not understand a thing, and then say, I can probably do this trial and error style. Or B, you're going to skip that shit. And I was in the B category. I was like, this tutorial is way too convoluted. They are using way too many made-up terms that they made for this game. I'm going to skip this shit and I'll figure it out. Which I did. The problem with that is, because I skipped it, it then became the type of arcade game where everything I unlocked, I was just like, well, put that shit on my car because it has a higher number than the last thing I had. And I never really cared about the game in that sense. So it didn't really it didn't have me attached. The storyline seemed interesting at first, but quickly became the type of storyline where I was like, none of this is realistic. This is the stupidest thing I've ever dealt with in my life. I will this is not any way, there's no way in hell that this could ever happen. And you know you messed up your storyline when a fictional story makes me feel like this is a fictional fucking story. Like, there's nothing realistic about this. So that was.
Well, it's really minimal though, right? And it just like.
And then it's really, and then the storyline is kind of like, well, you could do the storyline.
It feels like an afterthought.
But in all honesty, we just want you to be able to drive across the country.
There's a really weird context to the storyline. Like, I actually watched a Let's Play for The Crew before I got it, so I actually know the opening and all the cutscenes.
Yeah.
And from what I gathered, so in traditional Ubisoft fashion, you're a white dude out for revenge because someone murdered your family.
Right. But then
this is what gets me though. It's not that the plot's lazy or anything, but this is an MMO. So does that mean that every other player on the game is also the same dude who got his family murdered and is out for revenge?
Damn.
Are you just a series of dudes
It's just a series of dudes driving across the country who had their family member murdered, and they're all out for revenge. So you figure this is everyone in the world right now.
You might as well just not have done a plot, just like motivated, like, hey, take down cars, get money, go at it.
They should have done the type of MMO. They should have done like a loose story or like a.
The Elder Scrolls Online story,
like
where it was a
play-based-
prison break and
right.
a group of prisoners are trying to get their souls back.
Or even that would work well, but that wouldn't translate really well to a racing game like that.
Well, I mean, like something like where it wasn't like a revenge story. It was like something where a gang or something. You know,
well, you're just
change
part
it
of,
up.
you're just part of a prison break.
Forza Horizon had a more
much better
interesting
story,
plot,
yeah.
and it didn't actually have a plot. It just had some characterization.
No plot equals Great plot.
Did you play Horizon 1?
I played Horizon 1. I thought Horizon 1 was incredible.
Yeah, Horizon 1 was good. I mean, it gave you a first cutscene. It's like, hey, look at how cool this stuff is. Hey, if you do this, you'll be the best. Hey, here are some other guys who are the antagonists in the game. They're gonna taunt you occasionally. And that was it.
And it was pretty
Great plot. Become the winner of this championship. Thank you. I am motivated to win this championship.
best.
It was the Pokemon plot. Be the best.
I won't
And that
be
is it.
Why couldn't they do that for the crew?
No.
They
That's
did
what they
it for.
should have done for the
It's
crew.
hard
They
for an MMO,
almost did
though.
it for Most Wanted 2005. Need for Speed.
2005?
Yeah, Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005.
2000. Don't you dare get me started on the storyline for Need for Speed for anything prior to Shift, because that is the best time in Need for Speed's life.
It's very true.
Story wise,
It's very true.
Like, if you play Need for Speed Underground 1 and
Oh.
play the series as it released all the way through to Need for Speed Undercover, you realize that like every one of those games is attached to the other one, and the entire story is based around the same guy. That is how deep that story is written. The only thing with that is they don't.
You're the same guy in Undercover as you
in
are
Underground. You are the same guy all the way up until Undercover, where you run into the character you played as in the other games.
Oh.
Yeah, like the story is incredibly well written, but they were like, gameplay first. So like the story takes a little bit of a backseat unless you are paying attention, unless you care.
But that's what I liked about
I knew
it.
like the first 3 or 4 were linked. I didn't know it went all
Need
the
for
way.
Speed.
They're all so you have Underground, Underground 2, Most Wanted, Carbon, Undercover. The first 4 are directly you play as the same guy across all 4. In
I thought there was
Undercover,
one more. All right,
in
yeah.
Undercover you play separately, but it's still tied to that same character's story. And then you can also play Need for Speed, Carbon, Own the City, which is for PSP and DS, which is like a subplot, still with the same character from the first 4, that still ties everything together. It's freaking amazing.
That's why you know what? That's why that's good, because it's minimal and they don't try to like shove.
They don't try to shove it down your throat, but it exists enough
It's
where
not
for
a
the people
lazy-
You
who
just have
want
to
it,
pay
who want
attention.
it, you get it.
It's not a lazy story. It's just it's very straightforward. Need for Speed, Most Wanted 05 was, hey, this guy stole your car during an important race. Go get it back. You have to become the most wanted to face him in a race. That's the rules. Get at it.
Yep.
Also, there's a police guy after you for some reason.
So, and then the reason that police guy is after you
Those
is
cutscenes are
because
so
is
cheesy.
because you're the guy from Underground who escaped that city. And that guy was one of the police officers from there who dedicated his life to catching you. And gets insane. It's freaking amazing.
That was good.
so
And
good.
even Undercover gets a lot of shit, but just the graphics were eh. But it was enjoyable for the same reason. It had some really campy cutscenes that just told you, hey, get at it. Go get the bad guys and do the thing and win. Hooray.
And win, hooray.
Didn't, or like, plenty of racing games don't add plot. Actually, that's kind of a fair talking
Well, a lot
point.
of
Do you
racing
prefer?
games add plot.
Okay, what do you do? What do you think? Is it better when they add plot to a racing game, or do you think they should keep it out, though?
For me personally, I think it's better with plot, because without a storyline or without something to kind of push me to continue chasing, I don't care enough to chase down all the different cars.
Actually, you're right. Like, because one of my favorites of the racing games, another one would be a Burnout Paradise.
Oh, I love
But
the
I've never
Burnout
finished
series.
Burnout Paradise because there is no finishing
There
that
is,
game.
yeah, there is
You
nothing
just
to
get
chase.
a better license, and then all the maps just come back. It's like, hey, remember all these races you won? Here they are again. And then when you beat a certain amount of races, you get a badge. Hooray! Remember all those races you just beat? Here they are again. Here's some faster cars.
Yeah, it's
I
a little bit
loved
harder now.
Burnout Takedown.
Here's
and
another
Burnout
one.
Revenge.
Faster cars. Do these
Yeah.
races
And
again.
that's
and
why-
there's no plot.
Yeah,
but
there's
they
no
used to make
story
fun
to
of that though, because they had the DJ Atomica here,
Yep.
and he would actually apparently in a patch they actually toned him back because players were too annoyed by him. But so he would make fun of the plot of the game. It's like, hey, you can use railroads as shortcuts. Good thing there's no trains going by on these railroads due to I don't even remember. It was silly. It's like, hey, it's a good thing there aren't any pedestrians around because there's no pedestrians out here because they know there's like what?
Yeah. It's none of it is super.
It didn't take itself very seriously.
Oh, no.
But like I guess even Horizon 2 sort of had a plot, and it was once again here is a racing tour. Go have fun. Also, there's a championship you may want to win. Get at it.
Yeah, but at least it gives you. If the game gives you something to aim for, it makes it interesting. At least for me.
End goal.
Well, not an end goal, but your own end goal, like personal end goal. Like in any game, if they make it in a way where you can care enough about what you're doing in the game, then they've done a good job. Like, for example, I've been playing Batman, and the plot to Batman is interesting so far. But based on the type of person that I am, I care significantly more about proving to Riddler that I'm smarter than him. So I spend way more time doing Riddler challenges than I do anything else in the game. Because, like, for me, that's important. I'm like, yo, fuck that. I'm smarter than you, Riddler. That I am smarter than you. Okay? That is the end of the story.
I will prove that I am the smartest.
That I am smarter than you. Mm-hmm. I don't care about saving Catwoman. That has nothing to do with it. Like, for all I care, you could still blow Catwoman's brains out after I'm done beating you. But I'm smarter than you.
Damn.
And that's what matters, alright?
Damn.
Get it through your goddamn head, Riddler.
Yeah, but then you'll be bored.
This is going to be crazy, but I'm going to re-rail the conversation.
Re-rail the conversation?
You were telling us a small list of reasons you don't like the crew. Did we ever complete that?
No.
I think we got that.
Yeah, no,
the
we got
interface was
it.
messy.
Interface was messy.
Plot,
no good
sense.
plot. The tuning mechanics were kind of
Tuning mechanics are whack.
Kind of cheap. And then the final thing was so they sold the game on the premise of being able to travel all of the United States, and all they really give you is like monuments without even street names. So you just have like you have like the Empire State Building in New York. You have Newport in Rhode Island.
Well, they actually did that.
Yeah, but that's all you can go to. It's just like they're not like
it's a minimalist version of like
right, but that's not how they
do the whole thing.
But that's not how they promoted it. So you kind of like it tosses you.
If they would have said you can travel to famous places,
they were like you can travel anywhere across the country. So I was like, yo, I can't wait to drive down my block and pretend like I'm driving in a BMW or a Lambo.
I don't think they do that.
And like down Broad Street with a chimney truck on the side, like that would be hysterical. Or driving down New York uptown 181st and driving and getting stuck in traffic, or not getting stuck in traffic because it's a video game, so it wouldn't be traffic. But like being able to drive past like 181st and St. Nicholas, like that'd be cool. Or driving down the Miami streets.
Though.
Yeah, but that's what they promoted.
Yeah.
And then the game like installs made you feel like that's what you were gonna get because they were massive. Then you go and play. And, like, if you drive to Rhode Island, it's literally 5 minutes in Rhode Island because all you get is
Isn't that Newport. What it is in real life?
Pretty much.
Right, but, like, but for people who, like, if you care about the integrity of the situation and you feel like, all right, realistically, there's a lot more in between Newport and Boston that you kind of
You promised me I'm able to explore the whole U.S. You gave me one city.
Right, like
a lot of games are a representation of the real thing. The only game I know that's done the full thing has either been any other game that does a track day style racing game where they have real life racetracks, or Project Gotham Racing, if you remember that series.
I do.
That one was
PGR. I feel like is what evolved into Forza.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, it's the spiritual successor. PGR was good though. I mean, that had map realistic layouts of famous cities. You got a couple city blocks worth of each place you went to.
Yep.
And or even here comes my one Grand Theft Auto compliment a year. Even Grand Theft Auto, like they called it San Andreas, but we're all completely aware of where the game really takes place.
True. Well, yeah. I guess what
Hollywood, California. It is all of California, Compton. You know, all the major cities. kind of mashed together, separated by little bridges that you can't cross, so the cops are going to come after you until you're ready to cross it.
So the crew just does a bad representation of the games.
What did you think about
awful representation?
Bringing it back?
Is it still a real large map, though?
The map is pretty big, though.
All right.
Pretty big.
Bringing it back, Midnight Club. What do you think about that representation? Like the old school ones, like the PS2?
So
Because I think they did a really good job of a
back
city
in the PS2 era, I feel like there were some pretty significant divisions between like fan bases for games. So I was definitely a Need for Speed gamer.
I did both.
I enjoyed playing Midnight Club, but I didn't care about Midnight Club, so I didn't pay too much attention.
Played a little bit of that.
Right. What I liked what I really enjoyed in Midnight Club was a little bit more customization until Need for Speed caught up, and the motorcycles, which was cool in concept. And then when you started driving in them, you're like, wow, this is not as fun as I thought it was going to be.
Kind of like when they added motorcycles to Burnout Paradise.
Right. You're just like, oh my god, this is going to be stellar. And then you play and you're like, wait.
Burnout Paradise lost me.
A minute.
It definitely lost me. I just remember jumping from the docks onto a cargo ship and then jumping into a building and getting away. that was Midnight Club for me.
Yep.
It was dope.
Or doing the rooftop things where you would like take a shortcut through the parking garages and then like shoot off the top, which is
That
crazy.
was cool, yeah.
So that was cool. But I think the PS2 era had a lot of like divided games where it was games that were so similar to each other that you couldn't like both.
Except
like,
unless you were weird like me.
Even if you wanted to, you were just like, well, I do like this one a little bit more. Like, you always found yourself playing one more than the other.
No, I played both.
No?
Yeah, I was weird like that.
Like True Crime versus Grand Theft Auto. Like, they were pretty identical games.
Yeah.
But
Grand Theft Auto was
one you
better.
played more than the other. I think True Crime had a better storyline.
Well, we all know what happened to the final True Crime, though. That became
Sleeping Dogs,
Yeah.
which was
which
great.
I still think is a better game than Grand Theft Auto, for the record.
Story?
Story and gameplay.
I don't know about gameplay
The
though.
only thing that was a little
difference
wonky was the driving, but it was the type of driving where you get used to it pretty fast, and I still think it was better.
It was hard getting used to driving left hand.
Yeah, that's what bothered me.
Yeah, 'cause every time I get on the right side of the road, like, this is incorrect.
That's just oncoming traffic.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, this one was kind of a three-way battle for a short period of time, because then Siphon Filter got canceled. Well, not got canceled, but died.
Siphon filters.
So
It got taken out back.
Siphon Filter, Metal Gear Solid, and Splinter Cell. Like, that was one of those where you were like either Splinter Cell
you were one of,
or Metal Gear or Siphon, and then Siphon died, and those guys kind of got shuffled into the two of them.
I saw news about a possible reemergence
That's
for
been
Siphon.
going on for so long that I know it's a rumor. It's just crap at this point. Like, it's crap. So that's one of them.
Do you know what team are you? Who was team?
when it came.
Is it really a question?
Well,
for
we
me?
know you are team.
Yeah.
I was
Snake.
team
Metal
kill
Gear.
everyone that was
Yeah,
Snake.
but I didn't play them.
No,
I didn't play them, man.
I gotta be for what?
I love Sam Fisher. He's amazing. But
For me, I was poor. It was a hand me down PS2. I bought yard sale games, so it was Burnout and Need for Speed. That's what I had. So
When I
and Midnight Club.
I think I was team Splinter Cell for a while, but specifically for the exactly stealth gameplay, I think it was a better stealth game. Metal Gear lets you do more things though, because if you don't want to do stealth, you don't have to. Splinter Cell's very focused on you have
in
to
Splinter
stealth or
Cell,
you will die.
there were some parts where you had to do stealth.
Except for the new games, but that's
Back in the day,
evolution.
Splinter Cell was stealth, which is pretty cool.
But there was one of those net videos where like they do face-offs between two
Oh,
characters.
Death Battle.
Yeah,
Death Battle, and they did Snake
They did
versus
Snake-
Sam Fisher.
and
If you
Snake
have
won.
not seen that, it's not even like I wanted Snake to win, and Snake won, which is awesome. But the entire battle was incredible.
It was great.
It was incredible, and to see trademark items from each game was just amazing. Like the cardboard box, like they used the cardboard box in the death battle as part of Snake's arsenal, which is incredible. Like just overall, it was. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, it will be the greatest 10 minutes of your life.
So it wasn't Superman versus Goku then, is what you're telling me.
Superman versus Goku sucked because it felt like at a lot of points it felt like Goku was being Goku. He was being a really nice guy, and there were a couple times where he had the upper hand over Superman. Granted, I don't think that realistically there's a contest between Superman and Goku. Goku has died plenty of times.
Superman's died twice.
That we keep bringing him back.
He's died twice.
Is completely different from Goku died many times.
Superman died twice.
Yeah, that's true. Superman did die twice.
Yeah, but he didn't die from a heart attack that one time.
Yeah.
It wasn't a heart attack.
It was a heart attack.
Yeah, it was heart disease.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So
Like the first one should have been a draw. The second one, I'm like, it was so much mismatch. Yes,
because I haven't seen.
There was so much mismatch. Because the first one
was very poorly
Goku
animated.
got knocked into.
Wait, we're talking about the films now, right?
No.
What were we in the first one?
No, it was the death battle.
Oh, how many?
The first death battle. There's 2 death battles.
The second one finally came out.
versus
Yeah.
Super?
Yes.
The second one came out.
Okay.
The second one, it was a mismatch of a lot of. I don't.
Superman still win.
Superman still wins. Yes.
Of course he does. There's no beating him.
But they
just like there's no way
first
Spider-Man
one-
will ever lose to Batman. Just putting it out there.
The first one, Superman gets knocked into the sun. Superman dies from sun overdose.
Red
It
Sun
should have been a
overdose.
draw. No, yellow sun overdose.
Is it?
In All-Star Superman dies.
Oh.
It's an overdose. He overloads with energy, and it kills him eventually.
Okay.
So I feel like that should have been a draw, right? 'Cause apparently they blew up Earth. Like the whole premise is like Goku cannot survive Earth exploding. Superman can. You know, that was kind of the first premise, and then the second one, it was like Superman has no limits, while Goku is known to break all limits.
Right.
So who would win if you have infinity versus someone of like, you know what it is?
Who can continue
Yeah.
to break the limit?
And the reason is like the biggest reason why people say Superman is like super, like he's unbeatable, and it also explains why he does get beat sometimes is because his power. It's stated his power is nearly limitless, but he pulled psychic barriers on his powers because he's hurt people.
Exactly.
So he unconsciously holds back. You can tell this when he fights in a city, and then if he fights with no bystanders, he lets loose, and even that isn't half of his power. Even that's not even close to all of his power because he still has a limit on himself. Because he can, depending on what Superman, he can pull galaxies.
Exactly.
He makes suns. He can freaking make suns.
Exactly.
He can crush coal into diamonds.
I don't think there will ever be a true answer for Superman versus Goku.
I mean, like, the thing is...
Well,
were you satisfied with the endings of, like, the videos, though? Because, for instance, even though I was Team Sam Fisher, I know why Snake won that battle. He should have. It was a situation where they were one-on-one. Snake is a CQC master. He's of course gonna beat. He's gonna beat Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the way I look at it. Is when you put these people into these perspectives. I don't even know how we got to this conversation.
I don't know either.
But clearly, it was on our minds.
It was on our minds.
I don't know
why. It was on your
actually.
minds. I was gonna talk about Borderlands, but whatever.
I guess quick pieces of news before we finish up the episode. Potential for brothers of sons of brothers, sons. What is it called? Tale of Brothers. Tale of Two Sons.
Okay.
Is the name of the game. Tale of Two Sons was a PS3 and Xbox 360 game that came out. It is potentially being remastered for PS4 and Xbox One. Super exciting. New Borderlands episode got a release date.
I know. Well, 1 week after I rant about them not coming.
About having a release date, they go and shit on CHET. So clearly somebody's listening to us.
Someone's listening. Thank you for giving me episode 4 and a time.
Gearbox, we love you.
Well, that's Telltale.
Telltale.
Still Gearbox because they brought us Borderlands in the first place.
They probably
Yes.
Gearbox is probly the holdup, to be honest.
Another
They gotta
thing
play it themselves before they let us play. That's what it is.
The other thing was that what also came out this week was DLC for Dragon Age Inquisition. It's another game where it's like it's been a very long
still
time
haven't
and then
beaten
suddenly
that
it came
game.
out.
Huh.
I still haven't
Like that
beaten
game came out in
man.
November, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very grateful, but it's
Oh.
been a long time. I forgot everything. Same problem with
Also-
all my episodic stuff. That's the very, very short rant. I'll let you continue.
No, you have a good point. Dragon Age, you saying Dragon Age made me think of video game awards. So last year's video game awards were incredible.
What?
I think they were incredible for a first time. For a first time event, like they had their shit
But
together.
it wasn't a first time event. It was just this
No,
week.
it was because that was the first year where they didn't have the funding from Spike. It was all
No, it's
funded.
right.
It was
It was
all
just-
funded by Jeff
right.
Keighley.
They didn't even care
A
about the
Canadian
awards,
pulled
though.
this off. What more
They
do you
didn't care
want?
about the awards. They shoved awards at
I
people
kid.
off screen while they showed trailers for other games.
Yeah, I kid, Jeff Keighley. I kid. I think the Video Game Awards are incredible, which is why I would love to transition into me doing a shameless self-promotion. I would like all of your support in getting Jeff Keighley to allow me to perform at the Video Game Awards. If you have not heard my song, it is titled Players, and I will make sure to link this podcast to the song so that you can listen to it. If you feel it's worthy of being on the Video Game Awards show, please help me make this happen. That is all I've got as far as that goes.
Where can they find that?
SuperVega.com, freaking awesome. SuperVega.com looks amazing now. It is lacking in content, so bear with me, but it does look, feel, and operate a lot smoother and nicer than ever before. And I'm excited about that.
And that's where we're going to find the podcast.
That is where you will now find the podcast alongside anywhere else you've been listening to it. And you will be able to do it through like iTunes and whatever else people use podcasts on. I only know of iTunes because obviously I'm an Apple groupie.
Yes.
So that's what I got as far as that goes. Twitter, Instagram, have not posted in a long time. In fact, I'm actually going through Instagram and deleting all of the old posts I had with a new approach on better quality content, because my goal is to provide you all with better quality content every opportunity.
Quality
I
over
can.
quantity.
Quality over quantity is the goal. I had a lot of pictures, but they weren't great pictures. Now I'm going to have a little bit of pictures, but they're all going to be stellar. So that's how that goes.
Stupendous.
Chet, where can we find out more about you, Sora?
You can find Hey It's Chet style stuff in several places. Hey_it's_chet on Twitter. I also repost my stuff to Facebook on my Hey It's Chet page. I have a WordPress where I post most of the content I put up, including recent items. YouTube channel where I put up my first video in which I try out some pretentious beverages. If people like it, I'm going to do more. And I have 3 to 4 hour long DJ mixes. I'm not a real DJ, but I'd like to pretend so. Up on house-mixes.com. You can find Hey It's Chet there too. So check all that out and enjoy it.
And before we let L talk about himself, I'm going to cut him off real quick. Chet and I also have a series in the works. So be on the lookout for some entertaining news about this upcoming project. So, Sumo, where can we find out more about you?
Yeah, I'm not cool enough to join them on this project. So, yeah. You can find me on L, the letter, _sumo with a 0, not an O. I have not posted because of the same reasons, work and everything, family. I will try to post again. Not making many promises, but making some
subtle promises.
Some subtle promises. I will try to learn how to use the Twitters.
That's why.
I'm not social media. I don't use social media. I haven't posted a picture to Facebook in 3 years. It's ridiculous. I don't. Yeah.
You can find out more about El Sumo through us.
There you go. You will probably see more of me online through them than me.
Excellent.
Which is saying something.
All right then. With all that.
With that said, Super Friends.
Away! I'm not a real DJ, but I pretend to be. I fucking love it.